Hi everyone, today we're going to be making a cheesy chimichanga. I have no idea how to do this, and hence we have the amazing Leise Taylor from Vegan Revelation Café, all the way from the UK. Now, for those of you who have followed Cook Vegan Facebook group and are part of our nearly 5,000 members, you would remember Leise from way back when, a few months ago, when she did a wonderful interview with me on the Facebook group live, and it's still there, so you can look her up, telling us all about her own vegan journey, her own vegan cafe, what she started with her husband, and so much more. So we don't need to delve in that too much because we will talk about it, but you can see it all from a previous interview. But today, she's going to be actually doing a cook-along, a cooking demonstration with this delicious cheesy. I'm so interested to see how she does it, and one of her best sellers in her cafe. So Leise, thank you so much for being with us.
Hello, Farah and Cook Vegan and World.
So tell us more about what you're making. First of all, where can people find you in the UK?
We are based in Belper, but we're also in Derby. We've had a vegan cafe in Belper, Derbyshire for about 3.5 years. It's been an amazing, wonderful journey, sharing how we feel about vegan food and sharing it with everyone, not just vegans, but people that were looking at cutting back on meat and dairy. It was just a tiny little thing, but just an absolute expression of our hearts and how we believe about food should be. Not only really juicy, delicious food, can also be healthy, and that was a really wonderful journey that we went on. We've also got this pub kitchen, which my husband does on a Saturday night from a pub in Derby, and where we can go with even more fun food. And so we're very much about the whole thing can be fun and also relaxed and also ridiculously easy.
That is why you are perfect for Cook Vegan, because that is what it's all about. Real food for real people. Easy, nutritious. You don't have to be vegan. Of course, if you can do your bit, and if you are vegan, even better. But this is exactly what it's all about. So I cannot wait to see what you're making. I'm going to put the camera on you even more. Nobody needs to see me now. I want to see what you're making, how you're making it. Show us your beautiful recipes.
Okay, well, today we're doing a cheesy chimichanga because I think it was a real revelation for us discovering how raw cashews can make things really creamy. They're really like a revelation and a foundation of the creamy stuff that we do. It's literally
vegan revelation.
Like adding double cream to anything. Yeah, no, excuse the revelation pun.
I love it. But can you first of all explain to people who don't know, what is a chimichanga and where's it from? Where does it originate? What is it?
It's a Mexican thing. So Mexican food is brilliant with vegan food because you can pretty much add anything in there. You've got the spicy, you've got the rich tomatoey, you've got the creamy from the cream cheeses and the sour cream, and you can have pieces, chunks of stuff, as well as something really saucy. This today is really saucy. It's a cheese sauce, and I just really want to show everybody how we do our really easy cheese sauce. And so it's one of those things that sometimes you just want to do a whole plate of nachos and smother it in cheese sauce like you get in the cinema or something like that. And just how easy that is to do. We're just putting red kidney beans with it today, and essentially it's a giant wrap that we use. We make our cheese sauce with the kidney beans, crunchy onion in there to give it a bit of bite, fold it into a parcel, fry it both sides, bake it in the oven, let it cool down because it will then be the temperature of the sun. Let it cool down and then eat it. And it's just the most delicious, salty, creamy. It ticks every box, and we sell lots of them. So yeah. But
so without further ado, start sharing us. What are you putting in this, and how do you make it? I cannot wait.
So I'm starting with our blender. There might be a few goes on this. I've tried to half the mix, but I may have got this wrong. But essentially, okay. I'm going to show you in a blender what goes in.
Is that a NutriBullet? Is that a NutriBullet cup?
Pardon?
Is that a NutriBullet cup? I'm like, I recognise that.
Yes, it makes it really smooth.
I recognise that cup.
It's a Mo Health one.
Yeah.
It's a Mo Health one, but it's essentially like, I think it's what a NutriBullet does.
Yeah.
I'm not super up on all the tech, but it does, with water and cashews, blend it until super smooth. Like, obviously, if I was at the cafe, I would have blue rubber gloves on. but we're at home.
We're at home. It's all good. It's all good. I cook always for the videos without aprons on, and I'm laughing.
I
because
know,
I get
right, mask
spattered.
up everyone, but not today, my friends. So I've got my nuts, I've got my corn flour, I'm going with about
1 minute. Are these pre-soaked nuts, Lise?
No,
No, they're not.
We don't soak our nuts because we can't be bothered. So
That's fine. I'm just asking if they're softer. So you can just, so that's about what, a cup and a half, a cup of cashews, raw, not salted, yeah?
Just raw, yeah, not salted.
Okay.
So I've got it written here. I've got 250 grams of raw cashews.
Okay.
And then even what's pretty interesting here, we've got our water. So I'm just going to add on, we start with that. So even just with your raw cashews and your water, we blend it. It's going to go really noisy now. So
no problem. So it's about 50-50. That's fine. Let it go noisy. So from what I can see, they're 50-50, the cashews to water. So not salted cashews, and they don't have to be pre-soaked. But I guess if you guys are worried about that, you can, of course, pre-soak them.
Sorry, everyone.
That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry.
So even that, this is the thing that we discovered was really, really interesting, is that, so that's just raw cashews and water. That's fairly thin. If we add corn flour to that and then heat it up, that starts to thicken. Now at that point, you can take that sweet, and then you've got this lovely cashew cream by adding whatever sweetener you like, be it sugar, be it maple syrup, be it agave, or whatever it is you like. But essentially with corn flour and that to thicken it and then heatened, and you add sugar, you've got something really sweet and creamy that you could use in a dessert. However thick you want it, you just add more corn flour. Or if you want to go savoury like we do, we would add to that some, so we go gluten-free every time, but some vegan, gluten-free, just stock cubes essentially.
Stock cubes.
So then you've turned your mixed savoury. So you've got one side where you've got a nice thick cashew creamy sweet sauce that you could make into some kind of dessert, or you can make it savoury by adding your stock cubes or your vegan, which
amazing. I love how easy this is and how versatile.
yeah, I mean that's just cashews and water. So I mean I'm going to pour that into my pan. I hope I've got a big enough pan. This is where I start out really tidy and then it all goes really messy. But
oh my goodness, don't worry.
But then we go, put some more cashews in there. Literally just cashews. And each mix, I've not put the stock cubes in yet. There we go. Okay. Right, then each mix, I'm putting something else in. So I'm going to put a stock cube in. I'm going to put, I've actually on this recipe, I've got 50 grams of corn flour, but I have got another 50 grams by the side in case it's wrong. What I will do is below the post is put the recipe in case I'm just lying.
And this is the thing with recipes, they always, people have different tastes first of all, they want different things, and sometimes your ingredients just turns out a bit different, so you've got to adjust it. So this one you're making exactly the same, but you're adding in 50 grams of cornstarch.
Yeah, so now
and a vegetable stock.
And yeah, and I also can't wait to kind of, some people add the corn flour and the water. I just get it all in a blender.
That's perfect. Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. Real food. And I'm so excited to see this recipe, everyone. Okay, so 1 minute. So Lise, you're just adding that to your previous one. So actually it could be done, if you've got a bigger blender, you could have put everything all together from the beginning.
Most definitely. This could all go in just one blender.
I love it.
I think
okay.
we use some more water.
You're adding some more water. Okay, about another cup from what I see.
We're on now, I think 750 water, if I've halved it all properly. But
that's fine. Now, what is this? You spoke about this last time.
God, I love this stuff. So This is what we call, looks a bit minging now. I've got a new one for you.
No, don't worry. Real. We love it.
This is a well-used tub of Vicon. So this is Vicon. We go on and on about this.
You did
It's a
last
running
time, and
joke.
I've never used it. So tell us about it.
It's another thing with the cafe where we like had so many people in that wanted a gluten-free option. In the end, because we're lazy, we were just like, should we just make everything gluten-free apart from what goes around it? So like today I'm going to use giant taco wraps that aren't gluten-free, but always in the freezer we've got some gluten-free ones. So then all our fillings for the pies, for our quiches, for our chimichangas, all of the fillings are always gluten-free because we're just tweaking it slightly, using Vicon instead of Marmite, always using gluten-free stock cubes. And it's just meant that we don't have to make two different versions of a dish, really. And it feels cleaner. I mean, I'm not vegan to be healthy, but it's a nice, in that sense, it's quite a nice byproduct. Yeah, so.
So this Vicon is like Marmite.
This is like Marmite. Now, I don't even like Marmite. It's not something I have. They say you either love it or you hate it.
Well, that's their brilliant marketing campaign, isn't it? It's brilliant.
Oh, there we go. So, but actually in food, it makes a real richness. A bit like miso paste with Thai food makes it really rich. Vicon does to other things. So I might even whack Vicon into a salsa, any soup or stew, and it just takes that cashew thing to kind of like, now I could have put this in the blender, but because I'm doing this video for the first time, I'm nervous, so I'm not, so I put it in the mix. So once it heats up,
okay, so for anybody watching, they could have put this in the blender as well, or you could
just go in one blender.
Yeah, and then the point is, however you do it, you heat this up on a pan. Is that on medium heat or high heat?
I'm going to go high because we're doing a video, but you have to watch the bottom doesn't scorch.
Okay.
So this could also have gone in the blender is our smoked paprika. And not only is that smoky flavour delicious, but I think it makes it look more cheesy because you've got that redness. So we'll see if that
definitely.
That should have also gone in the blender.
Well, it's the same thing. It's the same. You're just whisking it manually, so.
Just whisking manually, looking more like a cookery video.
It's perfect. I love it. I love it. Back to the 1950s.
So then we've got our Dijon, which I always put in a cheesy sauce mix for that side of the tongue, like a strong cheddar would just bite you at the side of the tongue. Dijon mustard and mustard seem to do the same thing. English mustard I find is a little bit hot for these things, but Dijon just can go in anything. It's a fantastic flavour enhancer. We even stick it in our Sunday gravy. A mixture of Dijon and cranberry sauce in a gravy, and you've got that lovely kind of bite, heat, richness. So I put that in.
And so that's about 2 tablespoons, yeah?
That was about, 2 heat, well, no, 2 heat teaspoons, I reckon.
Okay.
For this amount.
Okay. But again, if somebody loves mustard, they can put a bit more.
Absolutely. If you want more bite, yes. Yeah, we've got a lovely French girl that works with us. Obviously, she loves Dijon. And her cheese sauce is actually far superior to mine. She puts a lot more in. But this is our breakfast, so I'm chilling out a bit.
I know, with the time change, my goodness.
Right, then, obviously, we've got our nutritional yeast flakes.
Has to go in, anything vegan, cheesy.
Anything cheesy, essentially, in it, or even eggy. And I think cheesy or eggy, you seem to be able to mimic it with these things.
Yeah, nutritional yeast, we can get the same brand here in Cyprus. Perfect. Wow, that's a lot. So how much is that?
I'm wondering if I've not halved the amount. I've got 150 grams of yeast flakes, so I'm just going to guess it.
Yeah, wing it. Love it.
Okay, that's actually already looking quite thick.
Yeah, perfect. So it's about, I'd probably say about 75 grams of nutritional yeast.
75 grams. I'll taste it in a minute and we'll know.
Yeah.
And then obviously salt, pepper, and another really nice thing for cheesy is like garlic granules or garlic powder. So in here I've kind of mashed up together the garlic granules and some lovely molten salt flakes. some lovely pepper, because you have to season, don't you? But you've already put the bacon in, which is quite salty. So you do want to kind of, I would now not add any more until I've tasted it, in case it's salty. But it's a nice colour. Can you see it?
I can see it. It looks really good.
Mr. Simon Taylor, the better half of Vegan Revelation on camera.
It definitely looks, yeah, like that cheddary, like you say.
Let's turn it up again. Come on. Oh, it's gone off because I've made it too wet. Look, hang on. Look at that. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Well done, Leise. I love
it. Get the sleeve on there. We're not at work now. It's okay. We can
exactly. The hygiene is just in the family, so it's fine.
There we go.
Perfect.
So once that's
interesting,
which it will in a minute get really thick, then I'll add my kidney beans and my crunchy onion.
So everything is added to this same sauce. It's not like a chimichanga is not a layered thing. It's just.
Well, it can be. I mean, we tend to put in, like when we do a lentil one week we do a cheesy changa on a Friday night takeaway, and the other week we do our lentil chili.
Mm-hmm.
So we like to have a bit of bite in there. So we'll do really thick, chunky onion, which is going to go in this one. I mean, really chunkily cut. So once it cooks inside the pocket, it's softened on the outside, but you've got that bite. Because quite often in vegan food, there's like a lacking of texture. So sometimes we might roast off a load of tofu, which would be another video, another time.
Definitely, we're going to do more.
Tofu. We'll get it really chewy and crunchy, and then add that into this. So when you bite into your thick cheese sauce, you've got chewy tofu. I mean, today we'll have crunchy onion. We've got our red kidney beans. You can add your crunchy tofu. We might completely over roast some mushrooms so they're chewy and add those. So with this cheese sauce, you can basically have whatever you like in it. Pour it on nachos. In your chimichanga, if you've got some leftover chili or, you know, leftover mince that you made with your lentils or whatever, you could, well, anything can be folded into these parcels. We might put some grated vegan cheddar inside and that'll melt into it. You can kind of add what you've got. And then, like, even with veg, at the moment, we've got all this rainbow chard coming out the ground. We've got loads of purple kale. We've got, what's the other one we've got? Rainbow chard, purple kale. Lovely, all these greens essentially coming out the ground. We get ours from Worksworth, which is really local, naturally grown, absolutely beautiful. But anything can be whizzed up, fried, and chucked into these things. We used it all yesterday. Otherwise, I'd be chucking a big bunch of rainbow chard into this, but we've cooked it all this weekend. Right, that is really starting to thicken up now.
It's beautiful. This is what I love about recipes like this, that you can literally not just be creative as you're doing it, but you can utilize food that you've made the day before, or you've got in your fridge or your cupboard, and really, yeah, just minimize your household waste.
Aren't they the best creations as well? Quite often you discover gold by throwing what's left in the fridge into a pot. I know when we'd first gone vegan, and I was really like, I really need to make something on the first Sunday, because that's when we normally, you know, perhaps had a fry up, certainly containing eggs, and obviously we weren't. And actually in the end we ended up making something with fried walnuts, fried olives, vegan feta, garlic mushrooms, this huge pile on a load of spinach and crusty bread with just some nice olive oil on. And we had this breakfast and I was like, oh my gosh, I think, oh look, here we go, we're really thick. It was literally the best breakfast I've ever had. And I didn't miss a fry up at all. So, you know.
Sounds amazing.
It's bubbling now. I'm going to turn it down before I burn my face off. I'm feeling like Rusty Lee now. I'm feeling like Rusty Lee from the 80s now.
Leise, you've got to try, it's on my new YouTube channel. You've got to try my tofu zucchini scramble. My goodness, if you like fry-ups on Sundays, it's so good.
I totally
I made it and then I ate it all on my own.
Is that courgette zucchini?
Yeah, courgette.
Yes. Right, okay. It's good. I can see
it looks perfect.
Normally it would kind of be smoother, but that's the yeast flakes that I can see. Or I think I got a bit shy on the blender with the cashews and it was too noisy for too long, so I could have pumped it a bit longer. But man, that is really nice and thick now. So then we get our...
So what's that?
These are, today I'm doing it with red kidney beans.
Okay.
I always think it looks really Mexican, all those lovely reds together. And,
Okay, so that is are those tins kidney beans?
these ones are.
Is that 2 cans?
That is 2 cans.
I'm good, I'm good. Okay, so everyone, 2
it.
cans of drained kidney beans. Now, the advantage of using cans, for those who don't know, is that they're already soaked. They're delicious,
Yes.
and they're ready to go. Now, I know a lot of people will say, oh, but it's not as healthy and get the jars. But, you know,
Yeah.
it's whatever works for you as a family, as an
Really
individual.
is. I mean, at the cafe, we soak and obviously boil, and we can buy organic because it's so much cheaper. I mean, one small amount of red kidney beans just goes so far. So with the cafe, we do. But this morning, we've just gone for just quick and easy. So it's 2 tins we get from Suma. So it's a really nice company, really ethical company. And so, yeah, 2 tins red kidney beans. That's really nice and thick now. Okay.
My goodness, and look, everyone who's watching, look how quick this is. I cannot believe it.
That
While
is
we're
like
chatting,
I should taste it really. Where's my spoon?
get your spoon out.
Get the spoon. It's going to be like the temperature of the sun.
I know, exactly. Wait, don't burn your tongue. We don't want an ambulance on here. It's missing.
Do you want to try it? I'm going to ask the cameraman, Simon Taylor.
Wow, come on then. What's it missing? A little bit more nutrition or yeast? A bit more.
Nutrition or yeast? Do you think just salt and pepper? Salt. There we go.
There you go.
I'm from Del Monte.
Again, it's seasoning to taste. You know, for someone else, that might have been perfect. Some people don't like salt. Some might want a bit more.
Yes. And the vegan can be really salty, but it just makes it so meaty and rich.
Perfect.
I mean, I could eat that just poured over a load of nachos, and it would just be amazing. Right.
Okay, so now you're going to put it in a taco. What are you going to do?
Okay, so we've got that. Could probably do away with the yeast flakes now.
You can tell I'm excited. I'm like, show me more, show me more. What are you going to do?
Okay, we've got our little brush. So this is, I'm normally a bit slack about painting around the edges, and Simon behind the camera, every time he builds one of these, it's like, no, really use the oat milk to paint around the edges because it sticks together so well. And he's absolutely right. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get another frying pan out, because we can pretty much fry this instantly.
I can't believe how perfect your kitchen is for videos.
Do you think, well, how wonderful. I haven't tried it at all.
No, but I mean, where your stove is, perfect.
Yeah, the light. Well, at the end, as long as we can show you without showing you how messy the kitchen table is, I'll show you the view we've got. As I'm doing this, Simon built us this counter. It's still being built, this kitchen. Because we're both so tall, it's literally, I'm 6 foot, and this counter comes up to like my waist, and we built it so we could stand and look at this view we've got, and cook to the view.
I'm like in shock now. Are you really 6 foot?
I'm like half an inch under 6 foot.
No way.
How tall are you?
168. I don't know what that is. I think that's like I'm less than. I think I'm 5'6".
5'6". Oh yeah, you're still tall then. I've got some mates that kind of literally come to my waist. So.
Wow, that's so amazing. My sister's quite tall. She's 180. I think that's 5'10" and a half.
Oh yeah, we're about the same height then. And Jo's really tall, isn't she?
Yeah, our friend Jo, if you're watching this, we're mentioning you. Jo, if anybody wants to yoga in Cyprus, that's how Lisa and I met.
We should also take this moment to wish my mum, Jenny, a happy birthday. It's her birthday. I've not seen mum and dad for 6 months because of COVID. They're totally shielding. And probably won't see them again for another 6 months, but we've been video calling this morning. So happy birthday, Mumsy. We love you.
Happy birthday. Did you say it's Jenny? Happy birthday, Jenny. Oh, bless.
Thank you, Farah. So I've put the onions in.
Okay, so and 1 minute. And around the side, so this is a taco, it's a normal taco. You could have used gluten-free or whole grain if someone wants.
These are giant ones that we get.
Giant tacos. And it's different to a tortilla. The taco.
Is it the same?
It is a tortilla.
Simon's saying it is a tortilla.
Okay, all right, so that we know, because here they're branded as tortillas. Okay, perfect. So you could use whole grain, you could use gluten-free, or you could use normal. And you brushed it. What oil have you used to brush it with around the side?
I've used oat milk.
Oat milk. Oh, perfect. So no oil.
I've got my oil in my pan, which at the cafe we use coconut oil because actually it goes really crispy and it seems to be more accessible to more people as being able to use coconut oil. This morning we've got olive oil. Olive oil does the same job, but coconut oil is healthier, isn't it? So
actually, it depends. I've read so many different articles and different ones say different things. So
yeah,
I
think it's more like the temperature you get it to.
It's
so I
the
think
temperature, it's the boiling. Yeah, it's the boiling point. Yeah. But yeah, different. Anyway, I mean, the healthiest is to go oil-free, but who wants to do that when you can?
Well, I know, yeah. Well, I mean, yes, we're not quite oil-free yet. So we've got our crunchy onion in the bottom there.
Okay, your raw, crunchy, big chunks of onion.
Big chunks. It will cook a bit, and it'll give it. Obviously, you don't have to use onion. It's it's obviously if you don't like it, but we love it in it. It goes really, really well.
Oh my goodness, I wish I could pop over now just to eat this. We should have done a cook along and I should have been making it at the same time.
Oh, so I think I talk too much. I don't know.
Yeah, you're perfect. You're made for this.
So you could put jalapenos in this. You could put spicy chili. I mean, actually, I might get some chili.
You're giving yourself ideas. You're like, you could. Oh, I'm going to get that. I love it.
Like, can I handle it not having chili flakes? I don't think I can. Okay, so I'm going to put a few chili flakes. Ours on a Friday night would have jalapenos in, so we painted around the edge. This is the slightly trickier part where you kind of trying to build it before it all spills out the ends. And I'm painting anywhere that the tortilla touches tortilla. I fold it over.
So you're making it into a parcel.
A little present. Ouch, just put my finger. Okay.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, then we got a little present. And then we throw it in. It should bubble. Are you bubbling? No, it's not bubbling. Oh, there we go. It's now. There we go.
My goodness, it's so beautiful. I've also done something similar, but I've left them in rolls. And I've done another one, Leise, where I've made it like a parcel, so it just all kind of like a sack comes up at the top. But then it's a bit harder for it not to open. But
wow, that sounds amazing.
But I love this idea as well. And I'll give you another idea. You can also put in, you can cut some of the tortilla and just bake it. And then you put it in those parcels, so it gives a bit of a crunch.
Oh my God, I love that. The crunch. I've seen that done before, and you're almost making your own tortillas, your own little triangles out.
Like layered. Nice. So you can have even a bit of rice in, then the beans, then the crunchy.
Oh, indeed. Like a part of a bundle with it all in. I love the look of those things. They're the kind of things that pop up on Instagram. I'm like, oh, that looks good. I'm just finding it fabulous.
Yeah, I love Instagram. The picture perfect. That's I've got my Insta account, but I'm too real for that.
I know. You so are. I'm looking forward to having a look at your YouTube channel. Right, so I'm having a little peek under here. I want it to go really nice and golden. I've got my oven on already. You don't have to oven it. We often think if we do this for street food, you wouldn't necessarily have to oven it. You can actually fry it and the outside of it comes out really, really crispy. It's just delicious. But I'm just having a little sneaky peeky just because I can see it going golden. I might turn it now. And if it starts to spill out, like it is now, you just tuck it back in, you know.
Of course, it's real. This is what happens. I love it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Extreme closer.
This is perfect.
Getting there, look. And it's a lovely golden colour, and it's all crispy.
And what would you serve this with? Would you serve it with
Well, at the cafe, which we don't have any of it here, at the cafe we would go salad, creamy coleslaw, really spicy salsa, our sour cream, which is probably the dirtiest bit of the whole thing because we've literally used vegan cream cheese, a tub of vegan cream cheese, watered down slightly. We add chives, and we would just pile it up on top. But we ate them all last night. Oh, and then avocado, marinated. Thanks, Simon. And then
I love it.
Avocado on top, lemon juice, olive oil, salt on the avocado, and then a bit of garlic oil. Ooh, yeah, Simon's saying you're burning it. Okay.
Beautiful.
Right, where is it? Let me get a tray.
And then it would go in the oven for how long?
Until it puffs up. So I'm gonna say 10 minutes.
And at what temperature should the oven be?
Pardon?
What temperature should the oven be? Around 200?
I'm gonna say 200 to get it nice and hot to puff up.
Yeah.
But you kind of look and know, and you'll go, like, obviously this is already brown, but you'd be surprised how long it can be in there without burning. And the great thing about it is it kind of puffs up and kind of hardens slightly. So when you're eating this gooey mix on the inside, you've actually got this kind of firm, crispy wrap on the outside. So there we go.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
And I'll get it out for you in a minute as I'm smoking. Don't use the olive oil when it's smoking this much.
I'm coming back on. I'm coming back on so everyone can see me as well now. Leise, I am so inspired. Oh my goodness, I am cook vegan inspired. I want to do something similar and add different things. And oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm not even a cheese person. I've never eaten cheese all my life before going vegan.
Wow.
That's not something I ever liked. And yet this has made me like literally, oh, I wish I could pop over to your house now and dig in.
I love it. Well, the thing is with the creamy thing, you don't even have to make it taste cheesy. I mean, with the creamy thing, it can be, you know, you could just have a creamy sauce inside with other things. I mean, we were talking about doing ones with the dal or the curries. You can have anything in there. It's just really, really fun. And actually, I think it's really good family food because everybody has to pick what they actually want in there. You know, so they're just cool. You'll see these are particularly massive because it's a giant tortilla. But yeah, we think they're probably the most fun thing. I don't even know how we got onto it. How did we get onto that? It might have been someone always going on about chimichangas. Yeah, and so we just tried it in a wrap once, and we're like, oh my god, this is amazing. And so yeah.
I love it. And because when we spoke a few months ago, and I did an interview for the Facebook group, you know, you were telling me about this, and you were saying this is our bestseller, and this is what I do. And I didn't really even know what that was. I didn't know what it would entail. So when we got in touch last week and said, oh, let's finally do the cooking demonstration. And I said, oh, you can make whatever you want. I was so happy when you said, I'm going to make
cheesy
chimichangas. So that's amazing.
Well, do you know, I almost wish you told me what to make because I was thinking, what to make? I don't know what to make. What's everybody? And then I thought, well, actually, the chimichangas are kind of a bit of a trademark now, so we'll do one of those. And
amazing,
yeah.
It's amazing.
And actually, even if it doesn't come out all right, you won't know because we can go.
I am sure it's going to come out all right. Okay, so I'm gonna say bye now. Not to you, Leise.
Just have one quick look and see if it's popped up at all.
No, I want you to stay online because we're going live now onto our Facebook. Oh my goodness, beautiful. I'm going to say bye only for the YouTube viewers. So if you have watched this and enjoyed this, Don't forget to subscribe to Cook Vegan YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button, turn on your notifications button so that you get to see when I upload more and more things. And hopefully with Leise, we're going to do even more cook-alongs, cooking demonstrations, and so much more with so many other people. So thank you so much for tuning in. Leise, you are a star. Leise Taylor, all the way from Elizabeth Taylor, all the way from England. And everyone, when you're watching, also look up Vegan Revelation. You're on Facebook and Insta.
We are. We're on. I think we might come up as Vegan Revelation Café on Insta and / Vegan Revelation on Facebook. And
amazing, amazing. So
always
everyone,
posting something about a vegetable.
Perfect. And if anyone has any comments, just comment below here on the YouTube channel, and we'll definitely get back to you.
Thank you, Farah.
Pleasure, pleasure.